warning, this video is going to be a little bit different from the normal videos. One, it's probably going to be long. Two, it's not really a vlog, it's more of a my record collection kind of video. Hello everybody and welcome to, what day is it, Leah? Oh. So bear with me, I have a wife in the background cooking dinner and a child that just woke up from a nap. There might be a lot of background noise. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today are these things down here. Records. Why do I collect records? Okay, so what I want to talk about in today's video, again, this is not going to be a normal type of video. I just want to talk about records for once. I've showed bits and pieces of my collection in the last year of vlogging. I've had several intros where, you know, drop the needle on, oh look, music starts, or hit the cassette player and music starts, and Izzy shows off this red thing and you snap them together and music starts. But I've never really discussed records or record collecting in a whole. And a lot of people have actually asked stuff about my collection, and so I figured why not just talk about it for once. I want to cover just three small things because this could, if I went over this entire collection, this would be it would be like an 8, 9, 10, 20 video series about all these records and what I have, and no, I'm not doing that. So without further ado, part one. That's your cue.
Why do you collect records?
I don't know. According to Webster's Dictionary and Leah, records are cheap to buy, which is kind of true and kind of not true, because you go to Goodwill or thrift stores, records are like 50 cents to $1. Most Goodwills are $1. You go to like a record shop and say you buy that record right there. This is the Dead Weather. This is their second album, Dodge and Burn. This was in shop like 30 bucks new. So big difference. But you can get lucky and find some cool stuff for $1 at Goodwill or in thrift shops. And that's another reason why I collect records. It's strange to say, the thrill you get when you're digging through crates and you get through all these records and you find something you've been looking for and you're like, ah! Like this album. This is Ella Fitzgerald and Louis Armstrong. Paid $1 for this at Goodwill. This is like a $60 album, and it doesn't really even matter how much it's worth because I'll never sell it. This is just a great album, period. I mean, this guy, one of my childhood heroes. This lady, who doesn't like a fat black lady? To me, collecting records is like treasure hunting sometimes. You go through the crap and the trash that you dig through, and eventually you find something cool. And I hate to sound like a snob, but there's no better sound than a good hi-fi system, even the headphone set running like a record through, because it's so much warmer. It's just, I don't know how to explain it. To me, it sounds better. I may just be crazy, but part two.
What's in your collection?
I'll tell you what's in my collection, Leah. Currently, I have where's my phone? 560 records. That includes 45s and specialty records. So if I go through all these and give you an extensive review of each one, which we'll start right now, not gonna do again, that would be like 8 days of videos. I'll go through and I'll give you a list of my top 5 currently, my top 5 albums. So in the number 5 position for me right now currently of my favorite top 5 Number 5, an album from Hillbilly Moon Explosion. This band is out of, I think, France. I'm not 100% sure on that. This album is called My Love Forevermore. It's a rockabilly band that does like, I don't know, rockabilly songs. The title track, My Love Forevermore, actually includes the lead singer from Demented Argo, Sparky. I'm sure everyone knows who that band is. This is a really good album, and another cool little side thing, if you look, she's actually pregnant on the cover. Number 4 is one of my favorite blues album purchases. And I actually bought this one unopened, but since it had this little slit in it, I figured I would just go ahead and open it. This is by Muddy Waters. This is actually like a valuable record too. Well, it would be if I hadn't opened it and somebody hadn't cut that corner off of it. This is After the Rain by Muddy Waters. If you don't know who Muddy Waters is, you need to learn music history. And look up some good music and stop listening to Florida Georgia Line, Casey Adam Young. Just kidding, he would never listen to them. 3 is probably one of my favorite bands, and that is the Stray Cats. But this is a special album. This album is the size of a 33, as you can clearly see, yet it does not play at the speed of a 33. This is in fact a 45. And to make it even cooler, this album was only released in Europe. Believe it or not, I found this record in a Goodwill in Silva. Came all the way from across the Great Pond to here and was sold at a record shop in California called Jim Record Imports. Doesn't have any crazy good songs except for Stray Cat Strut, Hope for Speed, Sweet Love of Mine, Drink That Bottle Down. Yeah, pretty much every song on this one is great. 2 on the list for me right now. This one will probably stay on the list for a long time. This is Johnny Cash, Bitter Dreams. And this is a really hard album to find. Johnny Cash actually paid a lot of money for this one to be out on his own because every song on this is about ballads of the Native Americans. When Columbia released this album, because it was so controversial, they did not want to really promote it very much. Johnny Cash took a half-page article out in, or half-page advertisement out in Stones or Time or something like that, talking about the spineless record companies who would not put this album out. He basically paid for it to go out on his own. But the songs on this are incredibly great. And number 1 for me, and this will probably always be number 1 because this is one of the patrons of rockabilly, one of the original rock and rollers, Eddie Cochran's Summertime Blues. I don't know what to say. This is one of the first albums I bought when I started like seriously collecting, and it like the day we went out, we went to a Habitat for Humanity that has a really nice record shop in it. They're kind of overpriced, but now they are. And I said, I want to find Eddie Cochran Summertime Blues. I found it. That's never happened again. Ah! They still make this man's Gretsch guitar. That's all I gotta say about that. Brings us to part 3, which is...
What's your most valuable?
All about the Benjamins. If you go on Discogs, it's worth anywhere, hold on, I'll just show you, $8,161. That being said, I do have some stuff that is worth quite a bit of money. Don't know if I'd ever sell it, and one of them I actually got a notification for today and it blew my mind, and the ladies at work were like, well, why don't you sell it? And I was like, then I won't have a record worth that amount of money. It's all about keeping them. You don't buy these things to sell. Even though that's totally what I told my wife when I started collecting them. Number 5, the White Stripes, Under the Lights of the Rising Sun. This is a 2000, or not the year 2000, October 2000 recording of the White Stripes live in Japan. This was a gift from my brother-in-law and whoever he's married to. If you don't know who the White Stripes are, first off, you need to click off this video, or when this video is finished, go and find the White Stripes. You need to look them up, you need to listen to them, and you need to enjoy them because you will. Oh, trust me, you will. The album 1 is black, and album 2, get this, and I didn't really think about this, is red. That brings us to the next part of the show where we take a quick pause to eat dinner. I'm so full. Dinner was so good. Next on the list, number 4, Jack White's Acoustic Collections. This is a pretty new album. It came out last year, and it's only acoustic songs by Jack White, the man himself. I bought this 2 months ago, $30. Minimum value for this now is $90. Max is like $200 or something like that. Next one's an old one, but a good one. Merle Haggard. Never thought this would be, yeah, this one, it could be worth a lot of money, but it's really not because it's kind of scratched. The guy, I bought it without looking at it like a big dummy, and yeah. Next one I've talked about before. It's an unopened, autographed copy of Blink-182's new album from, well, last year. But this one is actually in 180 grain purple. At least that's what it says. I have no idea if it is or not because it's never been opened. And if you look We have the signatures of all the band members, which does not have Tom. I don't think Tom's in the band anymore. I don't remember. The next one is one that surprised me today. I got an email from Discogs, and they said that the value of this record has jumped significantly. I paid 15 bucks for about that many Monkees albums. This is the Birds, the Bees, and the Monkees. It rhymes. Birds, the Bees. As of today, this album in the condition that it is in is worth more than I paid for most of my albums being together. Being that 560 albums, each worth $1, this is worth about 630 some dollars. Sold for that. That's not just like, it's actually worth that. I love the Monkees. So that in a nutshell is my record collection. Kind of why I collect them and a bunch of other jazz. Now given that is just a small portion of what I have stuff in here that I know what you're thinking. How do you possibly keep track of that many records? Well, one, they're all alphabetized with tabs sticking out by the artist's last name. And two, I use an app called Discogs, and it will tell you everything that's in my collection and the value of it and everything. So you just pick one at random. Let's go for George Jones. Right there. There's the album. George Jones. George Jones. There it is. And that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you leave a comment down below. Hit that like button. If you'd like to see more into my record setup through the whole hi-fi system, cassettes, 8 tracks, yeah, I would love to do another video on that. I know this is my first kind of like talk you through kind of stuff. I'm sorry if this was kind of boring. I hope to God I can edit this and it be entertaining. I will see you guys tomorrow. Hope you have a great night. Leave a comment down below. Tell me, do you collect records? If you do, what's one of your favorite records? If you don't collect records, what's something you do collect? You can tell me why. I will see you guys tomorrow. Izzy, say bye.
Bye.
It was less than... Izzy's in there gagging because Silas just pooped.